Well, hello. Am I going to say it right?
It's right there at the bottom, right underneath
Oh,
us.
yeah. Hey, kids, streamers, and jammers. Welcome to a new episode of Park Streamers Hangout. It's Theme Park Casual, and I hear Bob is in the chat, and of course, here with us in spirit. But we wanted to make sure, bring you some updates, some theme park updates, and say hi to everybody. It's been a little while.
Yeah, we're going kind of classic Park Streamers
Yeah.
Hangout. No big name guest or anything tonight.
Yeah, no, just our what do you call that? I think grassroots of Park Streamers Hangout. But before we get started, let's say hello to everybody in the chat.
All righty. Looks like we've got SoCal Sports. Welcome in, Mike. Good to see you. Haunted Mermaid. Hey. James Lapsansky. Good to see you, my friend. Krista, Joe, Mattercam, Matt, GV559, Minerva, Giardo. Welcome in. Mr. Doggy Dog, Barbara Pumpkin, Eric Schwartz. Welcome. Chad Pritchard. Good evening. Good to see you, Chad. Hope you're doing well, Chad, as well. We got Kelly Skelly DiMaggio. Hey, good vibes. We got Spaceship Ears, Pirate Queen Twish, Mitch's Adventures. Who else? Where we going? There's Daryl Chin. Welcome in. We got Weird Old Man.
Mystery Guest.
Oh, we got people showing up. I'm scrolling backwards, so I'm not catching the new ones coming in. So
okay, gotcha.
Thank you for grabbing those ones.
Good.
I think I got everybody that was way back.
Most Wanted, hello. If we missed.
And we do have 5 gifted memberships, so congrats, GV559, Krista Joe, Barbara Pumpkin, Jennifer Beausoleil, and I think that was only 4. Oh, and Pirate Queen Twish.
Yay! Congratulations, everybody. And we have Eric Schwartz.
Yep, Eric Schwartz. Emily Ennis, welcome.
New member here.
Oh, Eric Schwartz, awesome. Thank you so much. We got to get some flags in the chat for everybody. Flags in the chat.
Flags in the chat. Wonderful.
And I think I have most of your guys' mailing addresses for the new members. If you haven't gotten a official Park Streamers Hangout membership sticker, I will be sending those out. If I don't have your mailing address, you can send it to me at themeparkcasual@gmail.com. And I will get you your official member sticker for the Park Streamers Hangout. I think I've got them right up here, but my headphone cord won't let me get it without it dragging my whole system down. So maybe in a minute I'll grab it and show you. Hope Blay Myers, welcome in.
Welcome. And was it Barbara who asked it? Barbara Pumpkin. The 5 gifted memberships were from the Park Streamers Hangout.
Yep.
Yes, our gift to you. So welcome all of our new members.
How do we get those? Because I don't see those on my channel ever. I don't.
I think only for so long. I think once you're big time like you.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
Gotcha. Me and my 12 members. Stop.
And I probably got that in reverse. We're a trio, so just bear with us tonight. But so if we were going a little backwards, I was going to say, we didn't really get to kind of introduce and talk about our upcoming live streams and all that fun stuff. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So 'tis the season, Scream Park Casual.
That's right.
Where can I find you? And
you can find me on YouTube, X, and Instagram. All of them at Theme Park Casual. Although I am taking a little bit of a sort of social media break from X and Instagram. I'm only on there a couple of times.
Oops.
Oh,
now I'm playing games here. Sorry. Yeah. I was trying to highlight you.
Okay, watch out, everybody. Cordy's got a new toy. But I am taking a little bit of a social media break. I'm only like popping into Instagram every now and then and X like every couple of days just to check on messages mostly. I'm not really scrolling. I was finding myself, up at night in bed, doom scrolling through X or Instagram, and nothing too crazy, but also nothing too edifying. So, when it was the kind of thing where I'm tired, and Mrs. Casual is saying perhaps you should put your phone away when you get in bed, and I'm like, yeah, it's a good point. So the wisdom of Mrs. Casual yet again.
Yeah.
So
No, there's a lot to be said for that. I saw it's quite ironic because I was scrolling, right? I should have been asleep, but no, I'm doom scrolling through there. And it's this it's ramen, and then like the fork comes out and he spreads out as helicopters fly by. He spreads out the ramen and it says "Go to sleep." It's the funniest
it's a
thing.
sign.
It said, "This is your sign."
I need to go get some ramen.
Exactly. Time for soup shop. Let's go. Yeah.
We always take it the wrong way.
And I'm Courtney in California, and you can find me on YouTube, Instagram. I'm not really on TikTok anymore. And what else am I on? My Discord, really. Discord, I'm on there. Have a great community on there, but I'm not sure where I'll be this week, what days, but Sunday, of course.
Yep.
Sunday I will be at the parks, and I'm sure we'll give a little teaser maybe about that.
I mean, yeah, we'll let you guys know a little bit later what's going on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, but we got like I said, we're doing kind of a classic Park Streamers Hangout where we just talk about stuff. And first thing is something that just got released. Storybook Land has been closed for a long time, it feels like, and it's kind of a bummer because Casey Jr. is always one of those, old reliable type of attractions. In the evening you can say, let's go check out Casey Jr. and usually you got, maybe a 1 or 2 train wait at the most. And it's a fun little ride. It's a good one, day or night. But they've both been closed, and we just found out. Was it just today or yesterday?
Yeah, I saw it today. It was in.
Yeah, I think it was just today.
Published today, yeah.
Yeah, that they are actually adding something, and it is Rapunzel's Tower will be now part of Storybook Land. And here's the really, really good news. It's not replacing anything. They're just simply adding Rapunzel. So that's good, because that's the thing you always hear. Hey, we're getting this in whatever attraction, something like Storybook Land. Hey, they're putting this in. Uh-oh, which one's leaving? It's like, you're half expecting, okay, well, we're losing Toad Hall or, something like that they're eliminating rather than just adding. But no, they are simply adding. So that's a wonderful little piece of news to hear.
And we can just let's see, can I just share? Let's just share a quick little and you can always go here. You've probably seen my whole screen, to the Disney Parks blog and read the article here. But yeah, it's official. We've got some art rendering here of where that's going to be.
Yep. Looks like it's right in front of the patchwork quilt plants. Right before you get to that bridge.
Yeah, that's a nice addition. Like you said, we don't have to take anything away. There's that bit of space where they're able to just add that. I think that's a great addition too, and hopefully it lights up and does all the fun stuff, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really fun if there was some movement. You see the hair, dangling, and it kind of jostles every now and then. That'd be fun, but that's probably asking a little much.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is a great article to go read because it gives you a little more history into the attraction, and I always like to look here to see what's new and just kind of build my knowledge too. So. Check that out. I can put that actually in here and share it with you all. So if you ever want to check that out, you can find out the latest, greatest news direct from the Disney parks.
And we did have a gifted membership from Tammy Delaney. Thank you so much. Flags in the chat for Tammy, everyone. And that one went to Good Vibes. Congrats, Good Vibes.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Yeah, thank you, Tammy. We appreciate the support, you guys. It really does mean a lot to us. We know, things are tough out there right now. So, even just a couple of dollars to actually bless one of your fellow chat members is always fun to see. So I'm seeing that a lot of people seem to think that this is a good addition as well. Like I said, my favorite part is that it didn't take anything away. We didn't lose anything to gain Rapunzel, and that's a big thing right now, especially. We could kind of do a little bit of a tangent with this, but if you guys heard the president of Walt Disney World, Jeff Volley, he made a comment about, that they've got unprecedented growth happening right now at Disney World. They've got so many projects going on, and they are making the most of underutilized space, basically, is what the quote he used, underutilized space. And a lot of people who pay attention to theme parks like us kind of wondered what he meant by that, when in order to utilize the space that they're calling underutilized had Muppet Vision, had the Rivers of America, had Dinosaur, when there's other places like the Wonders of Life Pavilion that has been empty for years. I think it's been empty for almost a decade, maybe more. There's Stitch's Great Escape, the former alien encounter area in Tomorrowland, that has nothing in it for years. So I don't understand how they can say that kind of thing out loud. I get it if, behind the closed doors in the meetings, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. But when you're in public, you need to be much more careful with your words, because, they've admitted that they know they're taking, whenever they take something away, it's taking someone out there. It's their favorite thing. Whether that's just lip service that they're saying it, but that is the case. No matter what it is, somebody's going to say, oh, that was my favorite thing. There was one, somebody's got a memory, with their parents, with their kids, at whatever spot. So no matter what they do, there's going to be somebody that's upset by it. And, they're kind of admitting that, yes, we understand that. So we try to be careful with what we do. But what they're doing right now is just insane. It is, I still say Rivers of America in Disney World is possibly the biggest blunder they've ever made in one of their parks. Yeah. So I don't know. I like I said, I get it. It's business. They're doing what they think is best. We'll let them make their decisions. It's, who the heck am I? But they need to learn how to choose their words better when they're talking about it.
Yes. You can't be so flippant or just be so kind of that, like it's no big deal, right? You're like, people, it is a big deal. People save to go on these vacations, to come to these places that they cherish and have memories from, a lot of people, it's from when they were children, when their parents took them, even, now even, their parents going when they were kids. So it's, I don't know. You just don't, it's a good way to kill the magic, so completely agree. And yes, G, underutilized space equals Tomorrowland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And I'm always so curious. Like, I mean, I love this. I was curious why they didn't say anything before. I don't, why they wouldn't say they were doing this Tangled addition to Storybook before today, right? Because it's been down for a while. But it's just interesting. Like, I love the shows. So for me, I don't understand the Hyperion. Like, I know that's prime space for an attraction, but you could find ways to make money off of people going to shows like they had, like Aladdin, you know?
Right.
I mean, but I know on the other hand, that's people, that's a lot of paychecks that go into, right, entertainment and that whole thing. But yeah, just those few interesting things. And I think they were doing something, I heard, I can't remember what they were doing, maybe you know, in the Fantasyland Theater, some sort of temporary.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody has any real intel on it other than there was a casting call put out. And that's how we found out about it, was they were casting for these different parts that are going to be in some sort of, I can't even remember exactly how they put it. Was it like a variety comedy type of show, something? But yeah, they're casting for some sort of show that's going to be in the Fantasyland Theater, which is great news as long as it's an actual show.
Right.
You know, I don't want another one of these little pop-up things where, you know, there's, you know, 30, 40 people sitting in the bleachers while the kids are running around in front, and there's maybe, you know, something that's, you know, geared toward preschoolers. You know, that's all well and good for something like, you know, the Disney Junior, because you need a small little show like that. I'm not saying, you know, oh, everything has to be for every single person, and I get it. But in a theater that big that has the capability of putting on serious, gigantic, beloved stage shows. I mean, we had Beauty and the Beast there. We had Pocahontas, was Mickey and the Magical Map. These are not little things, and they were wonderful to be able to go and sit and watch something like that.
Even Lion King, like they filled the seats for the
when it was, and it wasn't even like it was more of a storytelling type of production with, you know, kind of rudimentary props, but it was well done. You know, I mean, the performers were tremendous in that. They gave it their all. And I mean, the story itself is a great story. And so to hear it told and the way they kind of, you know, run through it like that, it's live actors. That's the thing. Yes. There's something about it that is just, there's a completely different, it's a human connection. And it brings, you know, you feel like you saw something special because it's not something you could just see anywhere. You can't just pop in, you know, a DVD or pull up a movie and see what you just saw there, because it's done in a way that it's got to be live.
Yeah. I just, because that's what, you know, kind of boggles my mind too, is like, it was always full. Every time I would go by when Lion King was playing, it was full. You go to the Royal Theater, like I'm always fighting for a seat, you know, by the time the show's about to start, it is full.
Yep.
You know, so that kind of tells you, hey, people really enjoy these live action shows with the characters that they love. So, you know, I don't want to keep talking about it, but it's like, I love that stuff. I just love the shows. Like I could just go around and watch the shows all day and not go on a single attraction.
Exactly. I mean, I've done that with Summer Nights at Knott's. You go from stage to stage to stage, and if you went every single night, it would take you a week before you saw the same act again.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what's crazy, is not only was it, you know, every single night, but every single night a new set of bands on all the stages. That's tremendous. Yeah. And I still remember, I think it was just this last Christmas, I went to DCA and randomly saw the little, you know, find the show times or whatever on the app. And I was like, oh, well, let me see what we've got. And there was this list of all these different acts that were playing all over DCA. So we spent the whole night wandering around. And I think we had probably one of the best nights because we saw really good bands, but then we had a fun special moment because we saw Festmeister Hans and Die Sauerkrauts. And we had no idea what to expect. And it was just this absolute riot of comedy and music. And I never would have known about it because when I went back to the app and looked, I clicked on entertainment on the map, not listed. You
Yeah.
had to find it through the showtimes portion on the homepage. And I'm like, why would you do that to these people?
And I remember, actually, I'm finding so many things that I didn't realize I had saved, but those paper inserts that they used to put into the maps, the guides, right? And it would have the showtimes for that day, or
Mhm.
Maybe it was for the weekdays or whatever, but they would
Right.
always have that insert.
Yep, Disneyland Today.
Yep, and see exactly, you have all the showtimes right there. So because I still feel like people are finding out that, yeah, you kind of have to use the app, but there's still a lot of people that, they wait in line for their food. They don't mobile order. So it's,
Yep.
I know where they're trying to push us, but a lot of people still want to enjoy the experience and not have their phone out, right? Like they're trying to purposefully not.
Well, not only that, but I mean, even somebody like me who'd been going for, years now, streaming. So it's like I pay attention to this stuff. It took me until last Christmas to figure out, oh, wow, they've got a lot of bands and things playing. Because I never knew, because there was no way to find it easily unless you were digging for it or knew where to go. And, people on their vacation, you don't want to have to learn a whole new app.
No, or go on the website beforehand, because I think 3 years ago that might have been the best way to find out who was performing during Christmas, was you had to go actually on the website and look there, because they hadn't quite gotten it dialed in on the app. But some of us will do it, especially if we're going there to stream, because you want to plan out your day. But yeah, so hopefully someone will come in and figure out that people love live shows.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that things are going to turn around as far as the live entertainment that Disney has. And I think it's weird because Disney has, the spectaculars at nighttime. Obviously for me, Fantasmic is a shadow of its former glory, and it doesn't register as an option for me at nighttime unless I happen to be walking by. We'll catch a little bit of it, but I certainly will not stake out a spot, 45 minutes early, try to get a good. I'm just not doing it anymore for Fantasmic. I don't feel it's worth it, because there's always the gamble whether they're going to even have fireworks and things like that. And the finale just leaves you kind of going, what the heck just happened? So, but they've got the spectaculars, fireworks, paint the night, even World of Color. I'll give it to these are spectaculars. But when it comes down to it, Knott's was kicking their butt when Summer Nights is going, because I'm having so much more fun at Summer Nights than I am at Disneyland, even with the spectaculars. Spectaculars are great, but Knott's, I feel like I've got just a constant flow of good feelings with all the bands and everything. And it's the kind of thing where they're bands that you don't even know. A lot of them are playing cover songs and whatever, but it is just so much fun. We went and there was like a country band, and there was probably 50, 60 people out there line dancing. I don't line dance, but I was having a blast just watching how much fun all these other people are having. And I'm, listening to the band. I love live music. And I'm just sitting here thinking, why doesn't Disney do more of this? I don't get it. You've got the Golden Horseshoe. You've got Tomorrowland Terrace. Yes, I'm still going to call it Tomorrowland Terrace. You've got all kinds of stages in DCA. Why not?
I know, TV. One little fire and we can't have the dragon anymore. Gosh darn it.
The thing that cracks me up is I was there the night before, and it was like a weird night because there was like a blackout in Galaxy's Edge, and all this weird stuff was going on, and fireworks were like 10 minutes late, and I made the joke. I was like, the castle's going to crumble, the Matterhorn's going to burst into flame, and all this stuff, and then the next night the dragon goes up.
So it's your fault.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was weird.
There's some comments in here, like Haunted Mermaid had brought up in Downtown Disney. Let me find it because they're trying to up it there, right? We've got bands
Right.
playing in Downtown Disney, so that's
Mm-hmm.
for everyone, whether you're in the park or not.
Right.
And then they've been doing the movies, right? The movie time on Wednesdays. It looks pretty packed. You got to get there, I think, early to.
What's movie time on Wednesday?
Here's on Wednesdays they're doing Halloween movies.
Where at?
7 p.m. by the stage, so they have a screen.
Oh, okay.
Kind of screen in the park area there for that. So,
Well,
I'll
fun.
give them credit. Yeah, give them credit for that. That's for kind of the hotel guests, right? That's something where
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to go into the park. They can just go downstairs and check that out. So.
Well, it's also good for the Downtown Disney merchants because that helps to, give people a reason to, well, we could go to Downtown Disney. Yeah, we have to pay for parking, but we get a movie out of it and we can kind of go and hang out, maybe get some beignets or something.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's, and I think if they can work it, because just side note, because what I did notice, I've only gone a couple of times this year, but I love the stage show at Scary Farm, right? I love to see the big show there. And I love the dancers. Like that's probably my favorite thing of all is to watch their routine. And, I was so excited to see what they would do this year. And,
was that the Carnival du Grotesque stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All the interludes, right. With the dancers is just, it's pretty awesome. But I noticed I'm like, okay, I see the same dancers, but there were less of them. It was probably, I think there were half as many because there was a pretty big group last year, and then this year I'm like, oh, it's just the core, core 7 people, but they still do it. They didn't take it away. It's just
right,
modified, and I thought they pulled it off. So, I'm just throwing that out there. Like if you're watching Disney, right, you can kind of work it.
Well, the other night, with the night that the mermaid float.
Oh gosh.
Had smoke or whatever was going on. We were there, and we were like kind of caught because we were trying to get from Frontierland to Tomorrowland, and we go across the hub, and they're not letting people cross because the parade is kind of stopped in a weird spot and everything. Anyway, so night goes on. We find out, we're hearing through social media and everybody in the chats letting me know, hey, one of the floats caught fire or whatever. And so we hung around, and we happened to catch the second show. I figured with that happening, they were just going to no paint the night parade. I don't know if it's to their credit or what the heck were they thinking, because they decided to put the show on, but it was like there were no dancers. They skipped, I think it was like Monsters Inc. never showed up. And then there were other things. There was like no alien. There was just all kinds of these pieces missing.
Yeah.
And then as Anna and Elsa come out, or Anna and Elsa, sorry, as they come out their float, I'm seeing the people with the rope. They didn't even do Mickey, Minnie, Goofy. They didn't do any of those. I'm just like, okay, you guys probably should have just said, you know what? Sorry, folks, we're just not doing it.
Was canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just like, it was like over in like 10 minutes, it seemed. It was just the weirdest thing. And it seemed like all they did was, tell most of the entertainment, okay, you guys just go home. There's no reason for all of you guys to be here. We're going to, do a haphazard little parade just to get the floats back up to storage. And
that's true.
We're going to call it a night.
Honestly, right? Yeah, that could have been. Because I think everyone there would have understood if there wasn't a second show.
Yeah, exactly. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we cannot continue with the show, and then that would have been fine. At that point you would have understood. But yeah, seeing the slapped together, feeling like little parade, it was so. I'm like sitting there going, what the heck is going on here? There's like, Jessie's out here by herself, and there goes the one float.
Right.
Like, so odd.
Yeah, that was quite a night. I wasn't there, but I was like flipping around. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's where? So I, kind of get a.
Yeah, Krista Jo says that Kevin was showing the dance teams were being escorted off stage. So they were being like just apparently maybe taken off the parade route and just kind of
Yeah.
walked off backstage wherever they could go.
Yeah, he was on Main Street, I think. So he was able to see as they escorted them off.
But those are unfortunate nights. I mean, you don't want to see stuff like that happen. I mean, we think, oh, it's so cool to, see that. I mean, obviously, to catch things like that. It's like it still ruins it for a lot of people. A lot of people were like, oh man, we wanted to see the parade the right way, and they didn't get to. And it might have been the only shot they had at it. So it's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah. I know. You never want that to happen. I mean, it's the entertainers, right? You're like, we don't want them sent home early. We don't want people missing, guests that, are there for, visiting for a day to miss out on it. But yeah. And can I just say, I love that parade. It makes me so happy.
I do too. And I'm so glad, because I was terrified. I was like, you know what? I lived through light magic, and I was just like, I haven't seen it, but and I never watched any of it. I never saw it. I did the same thing with Magic Happens. I never watched it until I saw it live. And I was like, all right, that's a good parade. That's a good parade. Yeah. They did it pretty darn good. And I like that there's, little nods to the electrical parade in there. You can always hear the music back there. The one that got me was the Starlight parade in Disney. I haven't watched. It's I maybe it's one that you got to see in person, but on streams and whatnot, I'm kind of like, there is like zero energy. It's like pretty to look at, but it just does not, it's like, I'm used to electrical parade where as soon as the music starts, everybody's clapping, doing the thing. And, Paint the Night, it's a constant
high energy. You're smiling, you're dancing, you're like, everybody's singing along, right? End of Paint the Night is so good now with that put on your dancing shoes. I agree 100%.
It's funny because it's like, that is such a great cap to that parade, the way it transitions to Celebrate Happy theme. It's like, oh gosh, it's funny because I remember thinking when I first heard the Celebrate Happy, I was like, it's kind of a weird song. And I was like, the lyrics almost feel like it's AI wrote them and, whatever. But then I realized, okay, this is one of those songs that has to, you've got to think of it being used in a parade type of situation. So you got to be able, the beat has to be just right so that you can get those big swings to a clap, big swing to a clap, That's really all it is. It's like, it's got to have this specific, BPM. And if it's, it's got to have that, certain cadence, and, the tone has to be just right, the perfect little pitch to where it's just happy enough, to where, you can't help but smile when it's playing. And they nailed it. I have to admit, like I said, they said, it's a perfect ending to that parade, the way it transitions. And it just, because the when can we do this again? It was like, it's upbeat, but then when it goes from that to Celebrate Happy, it's like it kicks up a whole nother gear. And it just suddenly, literally, the air becomes electric. Everybody's just smiling and moving and bopping. And it's just like, wow, how did they do that? That's the kind of thing that I stop and I look around. I'm just like, gosh, how do they do this? They do it on purpose. It's not an accident. It's okay. We've got this and we've got to do it. And how many songs, how many, different little renditions of different things that they go through before they're like, that's it. There it is. And I absolutely love that scene. And I love Mickey's float when he's got all the spotlights going. I'm just like, man, this is just nuts. This is so much fun. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be a kid watching this. I'm an adult. I'm 50 something years old now, and I get giddy. I mean, I imagine, 8 and 9 year olds. It's like, how do they not just like bust right out of their skin, So
last night we were with met a family. First time the kids had been.
Oh, wow. And
they were that age, right? They were like the 8 to 10 range, and they were both celebrating their birthday. They had birthdays pretty close together. And it was just, oh my gosh, those are the times when you're like, when you get to experience that like through their eyes. So I was over by Pixie Hollow, but behind, like, there's all the people in the front, and then I was behind all that. So we were there. And it's funny because I was meeting someone there and she's like, I see you. And I couldn't see her. And so the dad was the one who yelled out my name for her. Oh, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went back there. And then we started talking and found all that out. And we were like, kids, get in front, right? You got to have a front row seat to this.
Mm-hmm.
And the boy was older and he had his phone, right? And he's just getting used to like filming with it. So he was all zoomed in and trying to like film everything. He's like, this is amazing. We were just like, wow. And yeah, I'm getting chills because that's what it's all about is that's the magic.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember after Magic Happens one time, I was up near It's a Small World and there was this little girl. Dad was holding her up, and every single float, she would, scream out, it's, so-and-so, like, it's Cinderella, it's Tiana. Every time she would do that, her dad would be like, yeah, right for, and she'd get all excited. She'd be waving and everything. And I thought that was great. But then afterwards, when they've got the music just playing and they're kind of wrapping up and floats are gone, he was sitting there dancing with her after the parade. And I was like, that's a good dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is about. That's what you're supposed to do. And I was just like, you know what? I probably should have went and, bought a gift card and told him, you know what? Great job. Here, go get some lunch. But that's what it does. And Paint the Night's the same way.
Yeah.
It's like after it's done, you're almost like, gosh, darn it. Why does it have to be over?
That's why, you watch it twice. When I'm feeling selfish, I do. No. I'm like, for those that weren't here earlier, right? We're going to watch the second show. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I love, I'm so happy it's in Disneyland and we have all of these different like vantage points, right? Because where you watch it from, yes, it's the same parade, but you do get a different experience.
Yeah. Because I like the workstations right in front of the little kiosk over by It's a Small World. Because either direction, it's coming right at you, and you've got like nobody in the way for a while as it's coming straight at you. Those are wonderful. I like the workstations over in front of the magic shop because you catch it and you get the turn right in front of you. And
especially when it's coming from second one when it's coming
right
that way. That's a cool spot. Yeah, I like the by the railroad station, kind of that area because it's really dark.
Mm-hmm.
So
or you could be up on the platform and looking down.
True. Yep. That's another great spot. So I love that, and this is that kind of parade where I've seen some people just share on their stories they're sitting at Jolly Holiday. Yes, there's people walking by, but because it's so grand, right? And all of the lights, you can see it in the music. So you still get to experience it just walking by.
In fact, I was going to say, I actually like that sometimes when you're, on the other side of the hub and it's going through and you're like looking through the trees. It's like, that's just, it's because you realize it puts a different scale on the floats. You realize, my God, these things are big. So it's I'm so glad we have a nighttime parade, even though I had no idea how they were going to deal with the logistics of it. But they are doing such a fantastic job. So hats off to the cast members, because them poor people doing this the whole time with their little light wands, trying to get people to go a certain way. And I don't envy them, and I try to listen as much as possible to them. It's like, all right, guys, we have to go into Frontierland, circle around over to Adventureland because we're trying to get to Tomorrowland. It's like, this is the only way we can go now.
Yeah. It's and it's and you work with. I know for us, you just kind of have to work with what you've got because they, I know we'll talk a little bit more later, but like the 11 o'clock close, so you get the parade.
Now let's just go into that now.
And then and then you hit the sleeper train.
Yeah, exactly. But you've got to calculate it because the parade ends like with just a few minutes to go. So if you're, up at the hub, forget it. You ain't making sleeper train if you're going to catch the end of the parade right there.
Yeah, you have to be right there in front just in case, because I know it started late one night, and I had to go up before it was completely like Mickey was just coming out, and I'm like, I got to go up. I'm trying to film it while I go up the stairs, but yeah,
Yeah. The only benefit of the 11 o'clock close does mean that, sweeper train is a little bit more feasible for me because
Yeah,
then I get an extra hour of sleep even doing sweeper train. So
it's true. It's true. And it's been much, the train's been very full because it's giving a lot of other people, guests, an opportunity
mhm.
to ride the sweeper train when maybe they wouldn't have right at midnight. Because, it's
The other night, the other night it was really packed. In fact, it was like we got to Toontown and Toontown was out all the way out the
oh,
turnstiles with
wow.
the line, and it was like, I don't know if everybody's gonna fit.
So
And
that wasn't the night they turned, because I heard, I think it was Saturday night, they had to turn people away
wow,
at
yeah, no,
Toontown.
they didn't turn anybody away at Toontown, but then even at Tomorrowland there was still like 12 or 15 people.
That's a
Yeah,
lot over there.
it was kind of weird, but we had the regular seating. It wasn't the side seating, so we were able to cram a few extra people in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I was like, you turn people away. I mean, I know we've been like pretty squished, right? Like, make it work, but yeah, it must be so
make
full.
it work. Yeah, but the 11 o'clock closing, it's just a cost cutting measure, and that's what's sad.
Yeah. No,
There's
that's it. That's it. And they are keeping the stores open. So at least they got, smart with that. Like, okay, let people shop.
right.
So, whereas when it's closing at midnight, there have been times where
Yeah, Main
there's not
Street's like
enough
starting to
people.
close up at
Yeah.
12:15. I've had that where Starbucks, yeah, by 12:20 they were already closed. It's like,
Mhm.
what the heck?
12:30.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
it's
so
I
go ahead.
don't know. There's just something about it that with Disney. I mean, I could understand, Monday through Thursday,
Right.
but on a Friday and Saturday, not even till
That's different.
midnight. It's like, come on.
That's different.
That feels like you're kind of pinching pennies, and you're kind of sending a signal that you're struggling a little bit,
Hmm.
and that's not good.
Yeah, Fridays and Saturdays, I thought for sure. Even because Sunday, I'm like, okay, I can understand Sundays,
Right.
right? If you drop an hour, that's okay. Um, and then we only get our fireworks and Phantasmic on the weekends.
Yeah.
So, that's it. So we
I
get
still haven't seen the Halloween fireworks because I haven't been able to make it on the
oh, that's
weekends.
right. You said that. Yeah. Yeah.
And Halloween Screams is one of my favorite shows. And hoping that sometime soon, because I've only got a couple of weeks left.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. And I wonder if it's because they do the surge pricing now, the different days have different price, that the weekends aren't as busy as they used to be.
And that could be. And it's almost like an illusion, right? Like it seems really busy because it closes at 11. So people are like, hey, we got to pack it all in, right?
Right.
Before.
Or the people that, when it's midnight, it's like, oh, well, it's 10 o'clock. We could go. Now it's like, well, it's 10 o'clock. Well, it's only another hour.
Just stay another
And
hour.
so more people stay.
Yep. It's very true. It's very true. Mike says, I just want to shop and eat and ride rides. Everything else they can close. Agree.
Oh, great. Now we can't go to the shooting gallery.
It's busy now with fall break. Is that what's going on?
Well, the last couple of Wednesdays have been really busy for me that I've noticed. It's been like last Wednesday was really bad.
I was there too, and it was even busy because I went to watch the second parade, and usually I'm like, oh, I can find a seat on the curb or whatever, and it was pretty full house.
Yeah.
Wednesday. That was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So
because I was planning to do, because it was October 1, and I was like, okay, cool. Finally, theme park casual can go to Scream Park Casual. We can, we'll do all the Halloweeny stuff now, all in one night. Guardians, when I went live, it was a 90-minute wait and it never dropped. Mansion was like at 70 almost the whole night. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
So we did Shablamo, which I can only do so long of the Halloween Shaboom
Yeah, I
because
know what you mean.
it's like, gosh, this is so, it's not, it's again one of those things where it's not high energy. Whereas
No, like you're walking around like a zombie because you're like, wait,
yeah, it's
this is
like,
so slow that I'm
and it's like it's almost okay. Turn it into a zombie walk then.
yeah.
Tell everybody, we need to clear, the sides out, and we're going to all funnel in right behind us, and we're all going to
Mhm.
zombie walk our way down as the lights go on. And
Yeah,
that
that would
might
be
be fine. I don't know.
fun.
It'd be a little weird to see that, but yeah, I really think they should have done Monster Mash. I think that would have been a much
That would have
better
been a good
song.
one. Yeah, yeah, that would have been great. I know. Well, we can just kind of move right into that topic then about the park hours and
Yeah.
we want since we've been talking about it. But yeah, it's we've seen the 11 o'clock closes, and of course, with Oogie Boogie still going on, we have it's either 6 o'clock or um, is it 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock? Right?
9 o'clock.
Is it 9 o'clock
Yeah,
on
because they end
Saturday?
right. They end with World of Color.
And that's it. You get one showing of World of Color, which makes that very busy. Typically, I
Right.
haven't had a chance to get over there and watch that in quite a while, but that does
I still haven't seen it.
just the once, right? Because didn't we see all see once on Park Streamers? Did we?
That was last year.
Oh,
That was before.
really?
That was before the new show.
So we didn't even watch Happiness Honors. Okay,
Nope, I
wow,
haven't seen it.
wow. And I think we're switching. So I think all of this month it's 11 p.m. close for Disneyland, and then the 9 o'clock on non Oogie Boogie nights for um, DCA. But then as we head into, like Tammy was saying, head into November, because I think the second I was looking, or maybe it's the third, November 3rd, then Disneyland will close at 10 and DCA will close at 9. So that suits them. You really can't close much earlier for
Yeah,
DCA.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
But
close before the sun goes down.
didn't it used to close really early? Like, do you remember? Like, I mean, this was probably, I don't know, 20 years ago. Now that I'm thinking about it, didn't DCA close really early on off season? I feel like it was like a
Well,
real
way back when, yeah. I mean,
early.
Disneyland. I remember going to Disneyland when they were open 10 to 6.
Yeah, and then maybe till 8 in the summer. Does
Yeah,
that?
sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah. Then it would shift to 8 as it got closer to summer, and then summer would kick in with till
yeah. Isn't
midnight.
that something?
Yeah, but they've been able to make it to where the park is packed year round. There is no off season, guys. Yes, it might get a little bit less busy at times, but it's never like the off season from the
Not like
90s.
before. Yeah, no, no, no,
I mean,
no.
I remember sitting in the hub and you could like basically spin all the way around and you'd see like maybe 60 people,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
and that's looking down Main Street into Frontierland at the castle, and there was like nobody around. I mean, those were the days when there was like I think 10 to 12,000 people would show up that day. That's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got what, 50 to 60 as a regular, you know, typical head count.
Yeah, with the passes too. I mean, that brings in a lot of people, even with the reservations. Um, it's nice to have them available. I know Fridays have been there's just no chance of getting a Friday.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just because the lower passes, that's the only day they can go because they can't go on Saturdays, and a lot of Sundays are starting to get blocked out.
Yeah. Yep. That's what
So that's really the only one, the day that most of them are going to grab is a Friday, so they can
Mm-hmm.
stay the whole day, or at least until 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Krista Joe, I agree. It's been nice to ride Mark Twain late in the evening.
Yes.
That
That's
is the benefit. In fact, like I've said on my stream, I'd be okay if they just said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and shutter Phantasmic, but we'll give you guys some nighttime rides on Mark Twain till 9:30 or so, whatever. I'd be fine
Mhm.
with that because honestly, I enjoy that more than the current state of Phantasmic.
Yeah, that's definitely, especially during the week, to be able to do that. That's a nice trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the holiday season approaching, 10 o'clock closing time is especially ridiculous. The first day of the Christmas season, which is November 14th,
Mm-hmm.
they close at 11, which I don't remember, in recent years, it closing at 11 and not midnight. So
Yeah,
that was interesting too.
Yeah, that again, it's just cost cutting. They have no other way to bolster and keep the numbers where they need them. So the only thing they can do is cut now. And they've cut as much from the entertainment and all of that stuff, and now it's just straight up. You know what? We're cutting everything an hour.
It's true. Yeah, they've already raised. The prices have been raised for food.
Yep.
And merch and all of that. So yeah, that kind of reasons that, and people are still coming. So you know what I mean. It's like
that's the other thing. Yeah. We're our own worst enemies when it comes to that.
And it is, it's I'll admit it, it's like I think I didn't go for a little over a week. And I was like, jonesing for I gotta get in there. I gotta hear the music and walk down Main Street and just get that yay, happy feeling of Disney. So yeah.
I've only been going on Wednesdays lately, so it's the kind of thing where, like I said, I haven't been able to see the fireworks or anything like that, and I get my 5-6 hours, and that's that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that's. Yeah. I know I always look on Saturdays. Oh, let's see if Danny's there in the day. But
yeah, I've had reservations, but everything is just
yeah, things just I know it's kind of one of those years. It's been just a little crazy, I think, just overall for everybody. So we have a AJC Magic TV. Hello, welcome. Do you know when the Candlelight Processional show will be? Yes.
But she's not going to tell you.
No, it's on the calendar. It's the weekend of December 6th and 7th. And the 7th was booked last time I checked.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother.
I know you're not.
The last time we went, it was so frustrating. I mean, Mrs. Casual was just at her wit's end because it was just everybody crammed in, and she's on the shorter side, so she's like, I can't even see anything. I'm sitting there fighting with this guy next to me, trying to, make sure I don't lose space and end up crowding in Mrs. Casual even more. Yes. And so we're sitting there just kind of jostling the whole time. And I'm like, this is not fun.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, it's really, I mean, if you're ready to do that and stand your ground and literally stand for a long time.
Right.
Great. And maybe, if you have a little luck, you'll get one of those seats, which I have been lucky enough, but it's quite a chore to wait that out and walk around in circles because they won't really let you stand anywhere seriously. Mm-hmm. Let's do laps around them.
Yep. Try to time it just right for when they get the green light. And now we keep going.
Exactly.
It's like the old musical chairs. It's like you're gonna walk fast, and then slow. Okay, and now we gotta walk fast.
I know, and what's kind of nice is if you don't need to, you could find a spot. I'm trying to think. Could you find a spot? I guess if you were kind of in the outlying areas or. You can still hear it. It is beautiful.
Right.
It is very beautiful to watch. But just hearing it too. If you're able to be somewhere where you can listen in, Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, and I think the narrator makes or breaks the show as well. I mean, the year that we went just a couple years ago, it was Brie Larson.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like. It's not not really a James Earl Jones or Charlton Heston or Gregory Peck, if you know what I mean. You know, it just, so it kind of made it to where it was like, eh.
Yeah.
Krista Joe, they've tried the processional in the Hyperion before. And I don't know if they did it for 1 year or 2 years, and it just was not the same. And so they said, well, we're going right back to the train station on Town Square. As crazy as it is, as much of a logistical nightmare and, you know, everything they have to do for it, it's one of those things where it's like, there's just something about it.
Yeah, no, it's being outside and just being right there. Yeah, that just, I really couldn't imagine it anywhere else. I think they do something in the choir, right? Like they do a performance in, is it Orange? Somewhere. They do like one of those performances prior to the processional. Someone had told me about it last year, but I didn't get a chance to check it out. But maybe this year I will.
And Halo Gelato, welcome in. Good to see you. If you guys don't know Halo Gelato, that is our good friend George from OG55.
Hello.
Yeah. Have they tried the Fantasyland thing? I don't think they've tried that one. I don't think it's quite big enough for what they do, because the entire bottom section would be the orchestra and then the stage and then the seating. Just it's I don't think it would be enough. In Town Square, you probably got about as much seating, but because of how you can cram people in on Main Street, it kind of extends the crowd, whereas Fantasyland Theater, they would not be able to do that. Yeah. So
that is true. And we've got Adventures with Roto Commish, member for 6 months.
Flags in the chat.
Busy day. Lots of love to you. Thank you. And Adventures with Roto Commish was here this past weekend. And I got to spend some time with him and his family, and Slim Devin was out there with us, but we spent some time at the other parks, Knott's and Universal. So that was great. It was great to have him out here. But I know Adventures with Roto Commish also attended Oogie Boogie Bash with his family, and so he's got some vlogs up there and did a couple live streams. So it's good to have you out here.
Yeah, I got to hang out with him for a while as well.
Oh, good. Let's see. Just checking if we have anything else. Okay. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. You know, what I've noticed is, and I always joke, it's kind of a joke, but, like, this is more, I've never seen it this packed, whatever it is, these events. Right. And I said, those darn live streamers, it's all their fault. Promoting all of these events in these parks, and now look what they did.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, though. I mean, somebody was mentioning, how come Disney's YouTube channels are just a mess? They're worthless. And it's like, well, why would you pay people, thousands of dollars a year to put out content when you've got people that are paying you to attend your parks and putting out content just as good as regularly, So yeah, that's probably why they've let YouTube just kind of languish, because we got an army of people out there promoting it for us. So as long as we take the ones that, are nice to us and give them, a little bit of, special treatment at certain times, everything will be good. Didn't help Galactic Star Cruiser, but
Right.
I'm going to have to just get a dig at that. Oh, jeez, that thing. Still don't understand that one. That one, it was like, God, couldn't you guys see the train wreck coming a mile away? There were so many of us that were calling it a year and a half before it opened. There's just no way this thing can't work.
Yeah, they really pushed that through. They're like, no, it's got to work. They're gonna.
Yeah, exactly. And Halo Gelato says, I think we make better POVs. especially when you
Yes.
consider what they released for Tiana when they did their official first POV. It was like,
Mhm.
wow, this was this was crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things. There was one where they were talking about food, and it's the quality of it is great, right? They're like really, everybody's like happy and oh yes, and this and that. But you're like, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't give you that feel. You really don't get like that experience of, well, what's it really like, right? They're just pushing. It's like an advertisement almost versus, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it's scripted, it's choreographed, it's everything is done just right. And what we do is real.
Hmm.
We see oh my God, I just got bumped and I'm getting kicked and the stroller hit my ankle. And, we're letting you see what it's really like as you go through the
Hmm.
parks. And that there's a big difference with
Yeah.
that.
And I think, and that's why I say it's kind of a joke, but it is true because it also, I think all of the different perspectives, right? So just like how I like to watch all the shows, even Fantasmic, whereas you're like, I'd rather
Yeah, I need to much engagement.
spend my time over here. I do it. So you get all of these different experiences, not only to watch, but for your next visit, right?
Mhm.
Like, oh, I'm gonna stand there when I watch the parade, or
Right.
so we're giving people, I think we're really giving them all those tips and tricks, to help them maximize their visit. and and I think it's good to be truthful with the food when we're trying stuff, and
Right.
they get to see live, like, okay, here's what I got.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
Does it look like the picture on the blog? No.
yeah, because I think that hopefully in some way can help keep them honest too.
Hmm.
We're not bashing it and making the big deal about it. It's just like, oh well, yeah, no, I won't get that again. You're
Right.
just like, no, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. So
Yeah. Although I
yeah.
have to say, with Halloween, with the treats, I think I've only had one miss that was like oh yeah, I recommend not getting it.
Which one's
Other
that?
than that, that was the almond pastry or whatever at Edelweiss.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was about as bland as you could get. I
Oh
was really kind of disappointed. It was like there was like it wasn't even like, oh my gosh, it's like just so sweet, but there's no other flavor. It was just like nothing.
hmm.
It was really,
Good
really
to
kind
know.
of a bad one.
Good to know.
But everything else has been, you know, absolute five flags almost on everything. Because
Yeah,
like,
we really had some good stuff when we did our last Park Streamers Hangout.
yeah,
I think
that one was really
great.
good. We had the corn dog was absolutely amazing. I could not
Mhm.
believe how much I enjoyed. You know what? If you take a corn dog and you throw a little bit of chili on it, just boom, just
Crumble with chips. You got like all these
exactly.
different ideas.
Yeah, it was one of those surprise things that I was just like, I did not think that you could do anything else with a corn dog other than, put a little bit of mustard on it. Silly
Yeah,
me.
I know. Yeah, that was. I think we tried. Devin's in here. Welcome, Devin.
Hey, Devin.
We tried one of those churros, and we were just like, "Oh no!" During Oogie Boogie, I was like, "This isn't what I thought." Where you're just like, wasn't even close to what we thought it was, and it was a stale one, so that never.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we never want.
The churros just don't impress me. I've gotten, I think like three or four of the different, specialty ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one I liked was the cannoli one because it had ricotta on it. So
No,
you can't
that
beat
one I
that.
tried. The fruit ones, I feel like there used to be some really, really good ones. I don't know if it's going to be coming out or if they've stopped doing it, but they used to do a lemon one
Mm-mm.
over by Grizzly. That the one that's on the backside of Grizzly, kind of, or on the way
On
towards
the,
Pixar Pier and everything.
yeah.
That one. And I think there was like a peach one, but they were putting peaches. I mean, it's canned fruit, I'm sure, whatever, but still, it was
Let's
almost,
just be honest here,
yeah.
shall we?
I mean, but it was heated up, and
Right.
they tried. But yeah, it's been more. Oh, let's see what we can just spread on there, right? If you can put it in a tube and squeeze out whatever it is,
Yep.
and you're like, there you go, there's your. So yeah, so just a little different on that, but yeah, we'll have to see. I'm curious to see the foodie guide for Christmas and what they're gonna.
All I know is I've got to try to get the coffee fritters at least one more time. Those things
Oh
were so
yeah,
good. They were I and I don't even know why I liked them so much. They were just standard, There was a hint of coffee flavor, but they were just like so good. I loved them. I need to get a coffee to have with them because I was just choking down three fritters without anything to wash them down. And I think adding a nice cup of coffee with it would have been great. But,
so next time you get your fritters, and then go to Starbucks and get your.
either that or I just order a coffee right there at Royal Street.
I was trying to make a plan for you. You get your
I
fritters,
know.
you get your coffee, and then you go watch Fantasmic.
Oh. And everybody's sitting there. Why is this guy complaining? He's got coffee and fritters, but he just won't shut up.
Oh,
we get it. There's no dragon. Can you just be quiet now?
Oh
you kids don't even know what you're missing.
Back in my day,
we had a dragon that would breathe fire.
I will say, I'm gonna keep sticking up for Fantasmic. And this was, I laughed after because we were so excited that all the floats were out. The fire was like, when it filled the whole, how it's supposed to, I was like, oh my God, did you see that? Everything worked.
The Mark Twain came out and the little pinwheels were actually spinning with fireworks. It was great.
And there was a character in each.
But see, that's how bad it is when you're sitting there watching Fantasmic. Beauty and the Beast float. Mermaid float. Oh, where's Tangle? Oh, jeez. All right, we got Aladdin and Jasmine not on the magic carpet.
Or when poor Mickey has to do the whole and there's nothing happening.
Oh, yeah. And we just have dancing Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how bad it is. It's gotten to the point where you got to sit there and watch, and you're just like, oh, yep, that's not it. That's not working today. Oh, they didn't do that.
That's too funny.
Why is Belle dancing by herself on the float? Yeah, they've done that before.
Actually,
yep, we have. We've all seen those. Where it's just the one princess. Gee, I wish I had somebody to dance with. Tale as old as time. Yeah. High school all over again for me.
Back in my day, I worked past queue. Oh, a moment of silence for the fast pass. Bow. Everyone bow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, no snake.
No snake.
Wait, did we not have a snake? Did you see something I didn't catch, Alex?
I'm sure there's been days where there's no snake. I mean, we've had the dragon go up in flames. There's nothing that couldn't have happened at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think we've seen everything. I mean, really, we've seen everything. With
I saw one time where they had to stop mid-show, and it was Maleficent was doing the transformation, so they had Maleficent going up on the being raised up, and all of a sudden everything stops, lights, and there's poor Maleficent at the top of this thing because they couldn't get her back down, just sitting there with her arms up, covering herself like this.
Oh my gosh!
Just up at the top. It's just like, maybe somebody want to grab a ladder or something. So yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things, and that's again, it's part of the live experience of
True.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking to Casual Junior how we went and saw The Producers when it was in at the Pantages, and there was a scene with Martin Short and who played Costanza? What's his name?
Oh, oh my gosh.
I know I'm blank for. Anyways, so it was Costanza and Martin Short, and they do a little thing where, you know, all of a sudden there's just the two of them in the office, and there's like a noise like a you know, going through the mic, and you know, they start laughing, you know, everything okay over there, you know, and Martin Short, oh, here, let me close the window, and he goes up to the front of the stage, does, you know, fake closes the window, and everybody laughs. Jason Alexander, there you go, thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
And I was like, you know, that kind of stuff, it makes it feel really special, you know, that, oh, they messed up. And then I'm like, if it was me, I would tell the actors, mess something up tonight, you know, be in on it, you know, let each other know this is what I'm going to do, but it's going to be a mess up, and let the audience have their moment, you know, of that unique experience that. So I'm curious, is that what theater people do? Do they come up with stuff like that, you know, I'm not saying, you know, we're going to, you know, burn the dragon down, you know, as a,
right.
You know, oops. But I've never worked in the theater or anything, so I don't know if that's, you know, a thing where it's like, you know, but then I've dealt with life enough to know stuff like that just happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if you wanted to do, you know, try to avoid it every time, you can't. There's always going to be something that happens. So.
Yeah, I think they're always ready for it. I'm sure there's probably a group of, you know, like there's certain ones where they're like, oh, someone's going to throw something in here, like, so you have to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's always the jokesters, and yeah, that would be me probably.
Back in my day, you paid 25 cents to park at Disneyland.
I think I remember it. I want to say $2 for parking. I think I can vaguely remember $2 for parking. And I remember when I bought my first annual pass for $199, and then they came out with the whole, you know, series of passes, and the top pass got you preferred parking. And because I had my pass, I was grandfathered in, I got preferred parking with my pass. So I remember like parking 3 spaces from the ticket booths. It was crazy how close you could park it, you know, way back when.
Yeah, that's something.
I should. I don't know if I have it.
Do you think you have it?
I've got a bunch of stuff right here that I keep, but I don't think I have my old pass. No, I'd have to find it. I'm not sure where. I think I probably have it tucked away somewhere, but it was basically the laminated piece of paper with your picture that they did a Polaroid, cut it out, put it in there, and then ran it through the laminating thing. There was 4 turnstiles that you could go in because they were the only ones that were equipped with a barcode reader.
I know.
Exactly, Mermaid.
Nice. Back in my day, DC was a parking lot. Isn't that something? Yes, it was.
Yeah, I keep saying I've got a whole bag of stuff that Paul M. Newitt sent me, and it's like like you were saying, the entertainment schedules. You guys would just go nuts with how much entertainment there used to be at Disneyland. Now I need to scan them and start posting them and say, this is what they used to do when they were open until 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Could you imagine?
I can. I wish. We can hope. We can hope. Someday. Back in my day, other people mover. Yes. I know. Ah, yes. Back in my day, you got stamped.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You get stamped, and then you rub it all over your face, and then you go on the dark rides and look at each other. It was just me.
That's funny. No,
I was going to say, it was just me.
I was the only worried I'd wash it off. So I was like, oh no, be so careful.
Protect it. Man said it smelled good. It did. It had. I don't know if necessarily good is the right word, but it had a distinct smell. Wednesday is Electronica anniversary. I can't. Did you see that they did that in downtown LA? They did a Electronica for Tron Ares coming out.
No, really?
Yeah. They promoted it really well because nobody I've talked to has even knew about it.
Yeah, no, I had no clue. Yeah. Why would you not?
Why would you not do it at Disneyland?
What? Yeah. Well, remember they used to do in the theater. Like we looked forward to that for a time, right? We saw the last Tron that they did.
Mm-hmm.
You could watch that long trailer.
Yep.
I think it was every night, like multiple times.
Yeah. Once Electronica started, it was that was in the theater.
There was, what did they do before that? There was another, was it Pirates? There was something before that came out. I remember two movies, Tron and then another one that they did that for. But I thought that was such a neat thing to do to get people excited about, a movie.
Yeah, I think they need to do Electronica #1 in Tomorrowland with Tron Ares. It would be,
yeah.
This is where the penny pinching, it becomes the kind of thing where it's like, okay, what's going on? Because it's an obvious moneymaker. If you do it right, you could make a ton of money. You get the right merch that's, cheap, but lights up and gives you the hey, I've got my disc or whatever. And then you got the end of line club and some really good music being played outside and the lights and everything. I don't get it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun for everyone, right? The kids had a blast. It was just just a cool atmosphere. And then I love the video arcade, right? They have
I was just going to say, yeah, Flynn's Arcade, you could be making a ton of money. And I mean, it's...
I know.
And I'm not even one that, likes to, for me to say that they could put in the end of line club, that's a lot for me because I don't think they should have alcohol in Disneyland. Keep that all in DCA. But I would love to have Tron in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And if it means, the cat's out of the bag with that one, we're not putting the toothpaste back in the tube for drinking in Disneyland anymore. So why not just do end of line club? It's not that hard. I mean, who wouldn't love to just walk up the launch bay thing into that little thing, and then there's Daft Punk, blaring through some speakers. Everything's lit with that cool blue, and you could go get some drinks.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
I don't know. I just don't know.
See if they would just listen to us.
I know. They could be making money hand over fist.
They really could.
Of course, my salary would probably break them, but...
Speaking of merch.
Oh, what do we got?
I was going to just share. So I don't want this to become a thing for me because I've gone through Loungeflies, found that I don't care for them. They're cute, but they serve me no purpose except to sit somewhere, right? Unless there's a really cool one. Ears, I've really cut back on. Only if they're like, right? I 3 times I've seen them, like, okay, I gotta have them, right? You can't get them out of your head. And you're like, okay, then those are meant for me. So I thought I was done. Popcorn buckets, I'm like, okay, I've eased off on that. I'm no more. And then I think it was 2 months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago, they had the tiki mug where it was the mermaids, right? The Peter Pan, it's got the ship and everything. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I'm like, I'll get one. So I did that one. The experience was really good. You mobile order, right? It's the first day you mobile order, and they have you come pick it up at the Disneyland Hotel. So your number comes up. They have a whole party scene going on there, but that's for the DVC club members. So they've got music playing, which you get to take advantage of that, right? The whole atmosphere, but they're serving drinks and stuff, but you have to have VIP, photo ops and everything. So last week they did another release, and it's I wonder if I just take off my background. Oh, you can kind of see it. This one is the Snow White one. Okay, I don't know my backgrounds. Don't pay attention to the background, because I got to show you this one. This was pretty cool. Can I take this off? Edit my settings. Oh, no. Well, let me take this out for you. So I don't know if you guys have seen this online, because at first I wasn't going to do it. I'm like, I don't know. But Snow White, I mean, it isn't Snow White, but is my favorite princess. But this is the Queen. How do I do this? See, now I don't know how to change my background. Edit. You
should just go to your settings, right?
You should. Edit settings.
And then visual effects, right?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to take this off real quick. Okay, don't mind the TV. So this is the latest mug. So you've got, right, the Evil Queen here.
In the magic mirror.
In the mirror, yep. And then on the other side, we got the old hag. But look at the apple.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch
to
it. So, and her tooth.
They make those mugs crazy now.
Yeah, and you're like, see, you got like the little like details of it. And then I thought with the box too, and you can actually, if you stand in another line, you can get autograph from the artist. So this is F. Bertner. I don't know. Maybe you guys know, but cool box, right? You're like, oh, it's, our little cauldron room. But yeah, so I don't know how often these things come out, but here we go.
But you're hooked.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've been tempted on a couple of the mugs, but just I have the same reservations as you. It's like, you know what, if I get one, then I'm going to be like, oh my God, I could just get one more,
No, yeah, I can appreciate the process though. For this one, they had the pickup times were between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. For the Peter Pan one, it was during the day. I think it ended at 5 p.m.
That's terrible to do to people.
So you go in, you've got your number, you wait for them, wait for it to pop up like you do when you mobile order food. They give you, and there's a maximum of 2. And I found out this last time because somebody only got 1, and then he was like, oh, I wish I would have got 2. So I was like, oh, you should try to see, because max is 2. But he already had an order, so it didn't matter that he only got 1. It was like, no, you've mixed, met your max. And then they have tables set up where you can inspect your tiki mugs.
Oh, okay.
And then they have another table for exchanges. So then you go to that table. I didn't have to do it this time, but I think I went through 3 on the last one.
Wow.
So it was just a little like, I'm like, I don't know. There's this weird, like, it's not a scratch, but when you have that, like, because it was super smooth, the surface of the other one. So they let you do that, and you can keep going back and, do it as many times as you want. But so some people spend quite a bit of time there. It's a serious business, but and then they'll be available. So until while supplies last. So this, if it hasn't already sold out, it's at the Trader Sam's.
That's the Disneyland Hotel, in case you don't know where Trader Sam's is.
So just wanted to share a little bit of that with you guys, just to let you know how the process is, and share with you, get that off my chest that I've got this new habit of tiki mug collecting.
Well, how often do you know about how often they release them? Is it just random, or is it like they do about 2 a year?
I think no, because I just did that one 2 or 3 months ago, and then this one came out.
Okay.
So I think there's one for Christmas, which I don't know if I'll get. It looked like some sort of zombie Santa. It has like a Santa hat. Maybe that, I don't know. I just saw it on one of the blogs, and I'm like, oh.
Okay.
So I don't need to get them all. Just
yeah.
These are cool. The classics, it's those are pretty cool. That might be where I draw the line there, right? Just stick with the.
Yeah. See, I talk about things that I like, but I'm usually very rarely will I pull the trigger on purchasing merch for myself.
Mm-hmm.
For gifts or stuff like that, I can usually do pretty good. I think the only thing that I can think of, and somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but the main thing that I've purchased, on a whim for merch is the little glow cube. That was the one where I was like, I've got to get it as soon as it's available. Yeah, that's the one. But other than that, it's like I don't think I've purchased any of the popcorn buckets or sippers or anything. I've been very disciplined when it comes to that.
That's good. Keep it up. Sometimes it's hard in the moment, right? You're just like, oh
yeah, some of them it's like, oh, that's so cool.
Well, and you never know, because I guess this kind of was a no-brainer, but I remember seeing a line at the Harbor Galley. I was like, I'm not waiting in that line, when they had the organ player, right? The Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was gone. Like, that didn't take long.
Yeah.
For that one to sell out, but that was a pretty special one. So, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I got to get my bathtub thing for Small World. I do need to get that one. I'm going to be bummed if I don't pick that one up. So I should probably pick that one up when I go next time.
Bathtub figures.
The little boat that it's over it's a Small World gift shop,
mm-hmm.
and it's just a little boat, a little rubber, thing that you put bath toy, but it's got like 6 or 7 little figures that you can push into little seats that are in the thing, but it's all different Disney characters. So there's like Tinkerbell and Simba and whatever.
Cool.
And it just reminds me of the little, pool toys or bath toys that me and my brother had. And I'm like, I gotta get that for the potential grandchild someday. So
yes, I know. Yeah, gotta keep it. You know what? I think you're right. TPC should get the Toy Story parking lot Lego set. Sounds like a great Christmas gift. Are they listening? Are we making this right now?
Yeah, I know. Oh boy.
Yeah, this one, I don't know how long they've been doing the mobile order for the tiki mugs, but I think the pins are a whole nother beast. I will not. I vow to never
Yeah, no.
be a pin collector to that level where you go on Tuesday mornings and just rope drop. No. Pins are cool. They're very cool.
Yeah, I don't knock anybody for having whatever, hobby or thing that they collect or whatever,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'm extremely picky. In fact, had me think about it right now. I would never have gotten this for myself, but Mrs. Casual got it for me.
Yes.
And this is the Naked Gun popcorn bucket. It is the very nice beaver.
AKA Murder Beaver.
We'll just, it's, it's got a dual purpose, dual meaning behind it. So it's not just,
yeah.
But like I said, Mrs. Casual surprised me with that. I would never have bought that myself. In fact, we went to the movies, and it was when the Snow White popcorn buckets were out. So it was the little mine cars with the different colored jewels. And I was like, oh, wow, those look really cool. Problem is I would want all the colors, and there was like 6 or 7 of them. And
you actually could buy multiple.
you could get purple, you could get blue, you could get green, you could get red, you could get yellow. And I was just like, oh man, that's dastardly. So, but I asked Casual Junior, I was like, did you want one? He's like, no. Because they were like $50, and they were like crazy expensive, but they look really nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, but like I said, restraint, and walked away without it. And strangely enough, my life is just fine without it.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah. You're like you're like, nothing happens. You don't get it. Guess what?
Nothing. Wait a minute.
All right. I think we covered the topics that we
need to talk about the holidays, the big holiday switcheroo that's about to happen.
Yes, you're right. That is coming up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we know that the snow has already been trucked in and is waiting to be added to the castle. But slowly but surely, we're going to start seeing Halloween decorations coming down and Christmas decorations going up, which is always weird because it's like, can we get through Halloween first? At least, it's the same thing I say in August. It's like, why are we having Halloween already? Can we get through Labor Day maybe? No. But it's
next year.
It's the same thing. Although I don't know. Maybe because it wasn't as busy, so when they would close at 6 o'clock on the weekdays, they had plenty of time to do the changeovers in in a week, or 3 or 4 days, because they had they just had everybody working those hours and whatnot. But yeah, I don't remember there being this kind of creep with the holidays stretching over each other like this.
Yeah, it was just like magical, right? The next day, the day you came in that day, and it was like, oh,
yeah,
now it's Christmas, or now it's Halloween. So a little bit different. And I know I've been seeing posts where the Disney or the Christmas merch, holiday merch is coming into the stores, so it's pushing the Halloween over, and those items have been on sale for probably at least a week. Even the big pumpkins, right, that everybody was going crazy for last year.
Yeah, there's still one item I need to try to pick up. I wanted to get it for Mrs. Casual, and I haven't picked it up yet, so I've got to try to possibly get that. It's a holiday or a fall item.
What was it again?
I can't say.
Oh, yeah, she might be watching. So it's they're doing lots of I feel like I was telling TPC earlier, like, I'm like, wow, there are a lot of options for these character dining. Not only, right, the normal, you're like, oh yeah, Storytellers and Goofy's Kitchen, and of course at Plaza Inn, but I noticed at Storytellers, at least for Halloween, they're kind of doing Halloween, a fall, so depending on the day of the week or the time of the day, so they're really
right
expanding kind of the scope on that. You want Clarabelle, you got Clarabelle from this time to this time. You want, so so they're already, those are popping up, and if you're trying to get one of those, I was checking to try and get one, and it's back to that, what is it, 3 a.m, I think is the time that they say like that, start looking, right, to try and get that reservation, but it's pretty much booked as soon as the day opens up, especially Storytellers.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's up to you to decide if they're worth it for you guys, but right. as much as I love breakfast, I don't think I could eat $90 worth of breakfast foods. And I get it. These are characters that are, available only at this one location in this outfit and whatever, but I just don't have it in me to to do those kind of things.
I would definitely say if you're able to find someone who's done a vlog or something on them, to, those are really great resources to see, like, even if they're like really, promoting it as this great thing, but you can see for yourself too what the experience was. So just don't buy into that and just take it, just watch it yourself.
And try to watch a few different ones, because some of them might be the ones that oh wow, this is the greatest thing ever, and no matter what they see, it's always the greatest thing, and that's all well and good, and maybe they're telling the truth and it really is the greatest thing. But watch a few of them, because there's a lot of vloggers that, even though they may have 100,000 200,000 followers or subscribers, they'll still be real and tell you that wasn't as good as what they did over here, that kind of thing. Or maybe it was our time, but the food wasn't all that great. So watch a few of them just to get it, because then you'll kind of get you'll get a consensus usually, as to where it lands. You'll be able to see, is there people that go one way, or way over on this side and then way over on this side, or is it pretty much everybody hanging out somewhere in the middle? And so that's my recommendation, is watch a few of them.
Yeah, you really have to weigh them out. And if there's any of, there's the character dining, and then if there's anything that has a you've got a reserved spot with a particular meal, like that's another one to really research, because I know some of those they're not quite all that they're cracked up to be.
Right. Yeah, it's the reserved spot, but then we've done it with Fantasmic, where it's the reserved seating, and then 5 minutes before showtime, anybody can come in and sit 2 feet away from the person that just spent what, $50 per person for some food and that stuff.
Your more Blue Bayou, was, I think, about $90, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably
$90 for that meal for the Fantasmic. But I tell you, Rancho del Zocalo is probably, if you are planning on doing that, that's probably the best deal. And the food's really good. They actually have really good meals for that Fantasmic dining, and then you do get a little spot there. Just get there early.
Yeah. You do got to like to sit on the concrete, though.
You do.
And that's the problem for me. It's like, no matter how much of a great view it is, I don't think I can't sit there for that long. I need to have room to be able to move my legs around a little bit.
I know. And they'll squish you in if it gets busy. I know we got lucky that one time. We got to go.
Yeah, we slid in and there was just tons of room.
We were in the bath, just like, okay. Stretch it out. A comment from Paul. Let's not forget how much we appreciate the quality of the Disneyland Resort streams that Cordy, TPC, and Berry Place give us. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure. It's our honor to be able to do this and bring the magic to you guys. So
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, and like we were saying, it gives people the perspectives, so that like we were talking about with the parades, they'll get to see a bunch of different views, so that they know when they go, okay, that's the spot that I want to watch, and whatnot. And that's part of why I really hope they don't end up, making it to where we can't live stream, because part of what I like is having the instant interaction with people in the chat to be able to, talk about what just happened or what's going to be going on, or the questions people might have. You can't get that with just a standard vlog, because it's not the same. You might catch the views and things like that, from the parks, but the interaction to be able to, learn something on the fly, it just isn't there.
Yeah, I think one of the things I really like is, because it's real time, like, we're there by ourselves, so we're always looking for single rider, opportunities. But and we always know, like, Space Mountain, is it going to be there? We're going to have it? No, yes.
Right, exactly.
It's going to be a long line. What's going on? But it's like to be able to kind of show that and like, oh, there's the line's closed here, but let's go ask. But there's all those things like you wouldn't know to do. You would see, oh, there's single rider. Oh, it's closed. And you would leave.
Right.
And, you possibly could, get in there in Indiana Jones, look for the people with the pink.
Right. Or like when I went on Matterhorn the other day, I thought single rider was closed, but then somebody said, no, you go through the front. And then I'm like, I tell them, is single rider open? They're like, yes. And I'm like, well, where do I go? I don't know what I'm doing here.
I was watching. I was cracking up. Just like, okay.
Yep.
New path for single riders.
Exactly. But again, that's the kind of thing where, hopefully if people watch when they come, they can, be aware of all these different weird little changes that Disney does every now and then.
Yeah. No, I think that really, I think we do really help a lot of people. Like we've heard, we've all heard from people that have used these tips or, to plan their visit, so I'm glad we're able to offer that. It's pretty special. And GV, I know, Pizza on Earth, we're not getting that this year. I'm so sad.
Pizza on Earth.
No Pizza on Earth. I'm really bummed that we're not getting the Christmas World of Color. So
yeah, it's about just that ending is always just glorious for me. I love it.
But yeah, that's something else to think about too. We're not getting that. So
yeah, and so we're losing Paint the Night, correct? Because we switch over to Christmas Fantasy, and that runs in the evening, so they won't be able to do. They're not going to do 2 parades. So that's out, and then fireworks shift to Holiday. Believe in Holiday Magic, which I absolutely love. That one's the one where it's like, sorry guys, I'm not watching in Galaxy's Edge. Whenever I can catch those fireworks, it's always the Christmas ones. I absolutely love that show. Partly because it's just one of the most fantastic shows, but it also has sentimental value. And that was Believe There's Magic in the Stars, which is the counterpart for what brought us to Believe in Holiday Magic. That was the first fireworks show that me and Mrs. Casual watched together. So, and I've always thought that Believe There's Magic in the Stars was the best show they've ever done. Even better than Wondrous Journeys. And I love Wondrous Journeys. But the Believe There's Magic in the Stars, the pacing, the music, everything about it is absolutely perfect. I don't think there's anything that you would need to change. Whereas Wondrous Journeys, I feel there's a couple of places where you can massage it and move things, a little bit to improve it. But the other one, I'm like, I don't think there's anything. That's why I'm dying to see Happily Ever After, because just watching that one on streams and video, I'm just like, oh my God, that is a good show. Because that one again, it's one of those where it's like, I think that one might be pitch perfect, as in, it's like even watching on streams, I'm, I get all misty eyed because I'm like, that is just so good. But yeah, the holiday fireworks, love it, especially when they do Silent Night with just the guitar, and it's just perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
and then there was one time me and Casual Junior watching on Main Street, and I was waiting to see what his reaction would be, because there's the part where is it the Toy Soldiers part? Like the fireworks go up, and it does like the big blast straight up, but all the lights and projections all move with it. And I was waiting to see what he said, because I was like, I knew that was, because I'd seen it, and I was like, God, that looks so good when they do that. And as soon as it happened, he was like, whoa, that was cool. And it's those little touches, things like that when they nail it, you don't realize how good it was. So Believe There's Magic in the Stars was the first time when they had the line of cannon shots where they all go up at the same time. So there's the 8, different firing spots. And when it first happened, every single night, as soon as those would go off, because it was done at a very, emotional part, and we were just like bum bum, and they'd go up, and you would just hear the entire crowd go whoa. And I always wondered what it was like to be the guy or the girl who designed that spot, who said this is what we want to do, and then they're there in the park, and every single night that it happens, they hear everybody go whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, that must be such a cool feeling when everybody's doing that to something that you put together. So,
oh gosh, I can only imagine. Yeah. Especially it's something like it doesn't even matter how many times you've seen it. Right? It's like it gets you every time, then you're like, that's
yeah. I mean, it's like Wondrous Journeys, when they do the beginning with the sketches, and then it turns into the actual, movie animation, and then it's the magic and everything goes up. I'm just like, oh my God, it's just like, it's so perfect. It's that moment where you're just like, wow, I'm outside myself for a moment, because it's like at this split second, nothing else is going on. There's nothing else happening. This is just a moment of, elation, joy, whatever you want to call it. And it's just those, and that's what I saw when I saw Fantasmic the first time. I was like, that's what I want to do. And I went back to school for art. So yeah, it's creating those moments whenever you can.
It's inspirational, especially in that way, right? You're just like, okay, that just pushed me. I'm I know my path.
Yep.
From that. Carol G and the candy
corn dogs. Boo, candy corn.
I would never have gone to Disneyland as much as I have in the past 2 years if it wasn't for all the live streamers.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know. I think it makes you we're here, and sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, man, I'm missing it. I'll watch someone stream.
Yeah. It's so tough sometimes watching, and you're just like, oh.
And then you look at the wait times. This is how it's sad. I don't know if you do it, but I'm like, what are the wait times? Oh man, what a great night it would be to go to Disneyland.
Yep.
Sorry. The Snope is coming.
Yep.
Snope is coming. The Snope is coming. Do you think it would be beneficial to have more attraction updates for single rider wait times in the app, or is that already a thing? I don't want it in the app.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't want
better
as
yeah, it's better as a little known secret.
Yeah, and it would mean nothing then. Single rider would just be like, you'd probably be better off waiting in the regular line if it were something like that, But it is kind of nice to just, and a lot of people know. You see them, they're like, oh, what is this, right? Like, I hear there's a single rider. Someone always shares this information, but I think that's one of those.
And they've got signage out now so that people kind of start getting the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the Snope, I have to say Knott's does the Snope better than Disneyland. I think
I know.
Knott's doing their what do they call it? I can't even remember what they call it. Snow and Glow. When they do the Snow and Glow, it's better than the Snope at the end of the fireworks. Yeah. It's a complete. It's two ends of the spectrum. Disneyland, it's they build you up with the fireworks and the big finale, and then they bring it down, and it's the mellow, touchy-feely kind of feeling. Whereas Knott's, they start with the touchy-feely, and then they move into big, joyous, raucous party type of Christmas party atmosphere, and it hits different. They both have their strong points, but I think I like Knott's better because of how it leaves you smiling and laughing with the people next to you. You don't even have to know the families or anything, and you're laughing because the kids are, covered in Snope, and Dad's sitting there laughing because he's covered in Snope, and Mom's laughing, and everybody, they just dump the Snope all over you. And I think that's what makes it so much better than Disneyland. Although Disneyland, it's that warm, fuzzy feeling, but it doesn't have quite the same community feel.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm there streaming, it's kind of like, it's nice, it's beautiful. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'd like to have my arm around Mrs. Casual right now. And it's a little bit of a bummer in that sense. Whereas at Knott's, I'm fine being by myself, mainly because Mrs. Casual doesn't really care to go to Knott's, but you tend to feel like you've got friends there at the end of it because
Mm-hmm.
you're laughing and everybody's just, I mean, it's like ridiculous with the Snoke there, and that's what makes it fun. So, but Disneyland, I think, like I said, it is, if you're not just standing there alone, it's probably, a little bit better. But like I said, it's a touchy feely, and it's got to be people that you know already. You don't walk around, looking at the people around you and thinking, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here with me," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Where at Knott's, you're like laughing and just having a good time. You're almost like high fiving the little kids as they go by, and hey, Dad, you look like
It
ridiculous
was a
with all that
fun,
snow all over you.
really fun atmosphere there. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that. I want to spend more time. I really do. I never got to watch the Snoopy on Ice. Oh no, we watched once. I went once. And then so now Devin's like, I gotta go every night and watch the
Yeah,
Snoopy on Ice.
it's actually ridiculous how good that show is. It is such a fantastic show. And there's people that are like, "Oh, they need to change it." And I'm like, "You need to shut up." Because I saw the show that was before this one, a couple of years ago, and then they did the new one. This new one it's about as perfect as it can get. It is so good. It hits all the notes. It brings you through, the nice little wave of storytelling, and ends just with so much fun and joy in it that you leave on with a smile on your face and a spring in your step, as they say. It literally is that good for me.
Yeah,
I think so far the last 2 years, I think maybe all 3 years that I've been streaming, I've gone on opening day for Mary
yeah.
Farm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so good.
Yeah. That's a lot
I'm
to look.
hoping I can do it this year. I got to check when Mary Farm
Oh
opens.
yeah, when is that? It'll be after Disney, huh?
Usually, but Disney's doing it feels like a little bit late this year.
Yeah, mid-November.
Yeah, it's the 14th, which I've got reservations for, but that's going to be my birthday day. So
Okay.
so it's
Okay.
just going to be family day, and I'm going to let all you guys do all the live streaming and have all that to deal with. I'm going to just enjoy.
Tammy Delaney, the live streams in our community mean a lot to me. Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
You
thank
guys,
you.
you guys make it. It's the
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned it to people that sometimes I'll be sitting there looking, and you can't help but look at the numbers, and I have to make sure that I shake that off really quick and realize, you know what? If I've got people having fun in the chat and I'm having fun, if there's three of us, that's great.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah, Knott's is November 21st, so it is the week after.
Oh, so is that this year? Is that Thanksgiving week or no? The week
Let me see.
before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's the Friday before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that feels late, but and
Yeah.
it's just the calendar. So that means we've got probably a shortened shopping season as well, with Thanksgiving being the
Mm-hmm.
27th.
Mm-hmm.
So
Paul knew it said, so this was at Knott's. He says, we have learned from Cordy how to successfully share a giant dessert with 5 other people in the dark.
in the dark.
I was like, okay, phone light and this light. So we can see, what are we eating here? That was funny. That was a good one. That was a good dessert, by the way.
Oh, Tammy is coming back to Disneyland on January 7th. I think that's going to be is that just after the holidays, or when do the holidays end for Disneyland?
Ooh.
Just because they usually only go so far.
Let's see. We're both. Let's check. January 7th.
Oh, that is the
through
last
January
day.
7th.
Okay, so that's the last day. Or is January 6th?
No, it says through the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to catch it then, Tammy.
Mm-hmm. Mitch says, when we were talking about the snow, I agree. When we met at Berry Place in Cordy, California at the Christmas showdown at Knott's, the snow was heavy. Oh my gosh. I had to film myself. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it was just,
Yeah.
you had like a snow pat on after that. That was funny. All right.
Yeah, it does say through January 7th. So
Yeah.
everybody, the 6th, I'm not sure where you guys are getting that, but yeah, on the website currently, holidays at the Disneyland Resort. Enjoy happy holiday experiences from November 14th, 2025 through January 7th, 2026.
Now, I think last year was the 6th.
Yeah.
Right. Like it just, yeah, whatever that Friday it sounds like, right? They'll push it out. But
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird that they're ending it on Wednesday, but I think they're just going by they need a few extra days in January, just for the holiday travels and stuff like that. So rather than end it on the 4th,
we actually get New Year's Day is available for our passes this year.
Yep. Yeah. We're going on Christmas Eve for the first time.
Yeah.
Again, another family day, but I think I told everybody on my streams, but Mrs. Casual has always wanted to go on Christmas Eve because that's when the characters say goodnight to everybody in their pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
So the characters are out on the train station waving to everybody at midnight in their jammies, and she's always wanted to see that for some reason. And so we're doing that this year.
Very good. That's great.
Krista Joe asked, does Universal and Knott's do a lot for the Christmas season? Knott's normally does. Knott's usually has quite a bit going on. They do the Snoopy ice show, which is fantastic. Another one that people have been saying that they need to get rid of is the Home for the Holidays show on the Calico stage. And again, I think those people need to just shut up because it is I'd say near Broadway level show. It is something that you would see at Disney. It is that big, boisterous, and well done. It hits all the holiday feels. And like I said, I love it every single year. It's been going for 3 or 4 years now. And I don't see a reason to change it quite yet. I don't think it's run its course. I love watching it every single year. I watch it almost every time I go to Knott's during the holidays because it is a fun, I always call it a holiday tour de force because it is non-stop through the whole thing. And
right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Knott's does a great holiday season. Universal, they have Grinchmas.
I've never gone to Grinchmas. One of these years, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, it's fun. They have the stage show there, kind of just close to the entrance, pretty close to the entrance. I'm trying to think of what else they did there outside of that. I know we had fun. It's just decorated, it's not quite to the level as far as like shows and things like that as the other parks, but yeah, it's a fun time.
Well, they decorate Hogsmeade for Christmas, right? That has all the
They do. Yeah, that's
decorations.
True. They do a projection. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they do a projection show.
Yeah, that is true.
So, but Knott's, they've got carolers throughout the day. They usually have a Christmas Carol and Gift of the Magi. That's been the one for the last couple of years in the Birdcage Theater, which are wonderful little small theater productions. And they tell the story in 20, 25 minutes or something like that, even less. And again, live performances, people singing right in front of you, acting, going through the whole thing. They're wonderful little show. And I love the story of Gift of the Magi. That's one of my favorite Christmas stories. What else? They do the tree lighting. They do snow and glow.
Mhm.
They usually have Snoopy in his Christmas outfit. You can meet Santa. They've got Santa's cabin, which
Yeah,
will
that's
kill
true.
you because they bake the chocolate chip cookies right there in little ovens as you walk in. So you're instantly thinking, I got to get a cookie. Don't get the fry bread. People yell at you. Um, I still that one just freaks me out. That was the weirdest thing that ever happened. So I'm sitting there, I get the fry bread because, oh, well, we'll try something new. And I'm about to start eating, and some lady starts telling me, that's not good fry bread. You should go and bring it
Oh my
back to
God.
them. That's not the way you're supposed to. Yeah, mine was so bad. I brought it back and I made them give me my money back and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah, that little area is pretty cool. I like that they have like the spice cider, right? Like you have option hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Do they
and
have
then
mulled wine or something like that? They have all kinds of stuff. It's really,
yeah, a lot of treats, a lot of beverages, and
and
then
Knott's usually does really good with the treats, and they've gotten really good with their food festival type of things. So they usually have a lot of specialty items that you can
Mhm.
try, and they've done a really good job for the last several years with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So Knott's is definitely one of those places where it's like you don't think of them right away, but they're definitely not a part to sleep on at the holidays. If you can afford it, if you have time on a visit, I recommend going to Knott's during the holidays. It's a different spin from Disneyland. It's kind of weird.
Hmm.
You know, I almost feel like Knott's does Christmas better than Disneyland. I say that a lot. It's like there's weird little things that Knott's does that it's just like, gosh, I don't know what it is. I think it's just that it's a more intimate kind of a feeling when you're at Knott's. It doesn't feel as big and grand as Disneyland, so it's got a different feel, you know.
Yeah. And I think, the other thing is, I mean, you get the Snoke, right? If you're at Rivers of America, or hopefully they do it this year again, but you do get the Snoke when you
Hmm.
after fireworks and everything, and over by Small World, and of course that's decorated over there. But how the bulk of it is Main Street,
Right.
right? Like to the castle, but then it's kind of
Yeah. After that, it's like it's hard to spot the decorations because like
yeah,
Frontierland is decorated, but it's done in
true.
such a subtle way that
Hmm.
you almost miss it because it blends in almost.
Yeah, versus Knott's, right? It's pretty much that it's a full.
Yeah, you've got the greenery and
Mhm.
everything, big red bows, classic type of decorations,
Multiple trees.
multiple trees, yeah. And you
Yeah.
got Camp Snoopy's all done up for
Hmm.
Christmas with the lights.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a great option,
It's
and
charming. It has
yes,
charm.
exactly. It's got a lot of charm. So
Yeah. Yeah, let's see.
yeah, Slim puts it pretty good. I wouldn't say either one does better, but they do have aspects that are better than each other. Yeah.
And then there's Universal.
Well, I was going to say that, but
It's a different. We'll see. You never know. They might,
yeah.
surprise us this year. I mean, FanFest. They blew us away with that. So who knows?
Speaking of which, did you get tickets for next year already?
No, but I'm itching to because I'm like, what if?
I know I'm dying to because it's like I don't want to miss it. It
No.
was so much fun, and I okay, we're already running late already, but I do want to bring this up, and maybe we'll talk about it next time with Bob as well. Um, they're switching out Back to the Future already now.
Hmm.
Depending on the strategy, I think it's brilliant.
Yes, I do too.
I'm hoping that it becomes that every year for like maybe 5 years, it's different every year, and then on year 6 they go back to the Future, and
Hmm.
you start to get to replay them, but you only get them every so often, every few years, and
Yeah.
they've got this rotation of different, experiences. And every year it's like, oh, cool, we get to go back to this one. Oh, cool, we get to go back to this one. And I hope that that's what they're doing, so that it changes it up, and every year is going to be something new. This way you don't get tired of any one thing, because I think that was the big experience. I think everything else they can kind of keep it, maybe massage a few of them around a little bit. But the Back to the Future one was something so unique and so well done, well received, that I'm impressed that they were willing to say, you know what, we're going to change that. And like I said, I'm hoping that it's because they have the next, 4 or 5 years planned out, and it's okay. Yeah, you guys get, what is it, Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo and Universal Monsters. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's a good mashup.
Yeah, because I'm just like, all I picture is the cartoon, and I would have gotten away with it too if it were
right. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, if that's their plan, that every year it's going to be something different for for a 5-6 year stretch before they repeat. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, because that nobody's done that in that way before. Usually it's okay, we spent the money to get this figured out, we got it figured out, all right, we're going to do this for the next 7-8 years or whatever, and then they let everybody get tired of it, and then they reinvent it.
It seems like, I mean, and you might know more. I know there's been a lot of changes with like the creative team, right, at Universal, but it really sounds like they have kind of upped the level there, right? Like they're being more bold. I mean, yes, there's Fast and Furious roller coaster. That's great, right? That's awesome. But that's like totally different from taking chances with things like Fan Fest. And, even in the summer, they did the movie. I forget the name of it, but like the movie kind of thing, where Jaws, right? And they had the characters, and people really loved that. Like were, that was a great.
Well, here's the funny thing. I mean, we know for a fact that Universal Creative has picked up lots of former Imagineering. So if they're the ones helping to call the shots now, they probably were the ones that were saying, hey, you need to lean into the nostalgia of some of your movies. You need to let your fan bases have some fun with this and watch what happens. I mean, they did the parade over in Orlando with all the classic movies. I mean, it's E.T., Jaws, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and people loved it. It was a huge hit. Same thing with Fan Fest, like you were saying. It was a bold move to say, you know what, we're going to get you out of the tram, you're going to walk around, and you're going to be in the movie scenes. We're going to replay, reenact all these movie scenes for you. And some of them, it was like, I mean, the fish under the sea dance, it was under Easy Ups. It wasn't, in the auditorium or whatever.
Right.
But it worked.
It did.
Those are the kind of things, like I said, where I look at them and go, okay, what was it about this that worked, even though it was semi-cheesy?
And everything there is very like clockwork. I mean, because with the mazes and then with the Back to the Future experience, right? Because you started to get to know, okay, start here, and then you go over here, right? We knew, right. And it didn't change. Maybe some of the scenes changed, right? The dialogue or how they kind of did things, but you knew where to go, like if you wanted to follow the sequence, which I think is pretty cool.
Right.
So people, could do that if they wanted to and get that, that experience. But I think it really worked.
And you went multiple times to Fan Fest, right?
Yeah. So by the last time you're like, okay, let's stand here because in like 10 minutes, they're going to get your front row. Like,
right. At that point, Marty is coming up to you. Hey, Cordy.
He was like passing notes. Can you go give this to?
Yeah. But even the Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, that
was cool.
So good.
That was a lot of fun. Again, minor tweaks is what I would suggest. Same thing with Star Trek. I think they could have figured out a way to have, a choose your own adventure. And, there's some of the people that think, yes, this is an issue. Some people side with the person that, no, it's not an issue. Which way do you want to go? And you get a different experience depending on which side you choose to side with. So there's different ways that they can improve and keep going with these things. And it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, if the fact that they changed Back to the Future makes me think that they've got the next 5 years of FanFest already laid out, and they're just going to start, running with it. And we just get to see what the next one's going to be in 2 years, because it's pretty impressive that they already released tickets for next year.
I know. Yeah.
That's pretty gutsy.
I know, for an April opening. So, but yeah, I'd be curious to see. I'd love to see how many tickets have been sold so far.
Yeah. And Roto Commission, I'm most likely going to FanFest. I mean, thank you to Devin who treated me last year to a ticket, but I'm dying to see what the next iteration is. Because so far, have they announced anything else other than that change? Have they announced what's coming back or anything?
I don't think so. I think that was all that they that I saw. I didn't go on to their.
So if anybody in the chat knows if they've announced, that yes, Star Trek and Dungeons and Dragons and One Piece, all that stuff is still going to be, same as it was, I'm curious. Not to mention it, everybody kept saying that they needed to do something with Waterworld.
I agree.
Well, considering how much there is to do, it would definitely keep the whole idea of, you got to get multiple nights. You're not going to see everything in one night. Mm-hmm. When I went, it was, go. And I think we still missed a couple of things.
Yeah. Going in one night, especially because Back to the Future was so awesome that you're like, you wanted to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Especially if you didn't know what was going on, because then you start realizing, oh, they're doing all the different scenes of the movie. And so, like you were saying, you got to get all the different spots because you don't want to miss something. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get to see. I only saw the fight at the car and the fish under the sea, and the ending. The little projection thing on the building.
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything with Lorraine or.
Oh, the whole the tussle.
Yeah, I didn't see anything other than the one thing over at the car. So.
And the hours are great, right? What was it? Was it till 2? I think it was.
I want to say it was. Because I left a little bit early, and I didn't get home till like 3:30 or something like that. Something stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking on our site. Yeah, the only thing is what we talked about. Scooby-Doo and the Universal Monsters. So that's all they've released.
Yeah.
So far. So that's the big one.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have a lot in store for us.
Yeah. I don't mean to be the party pooper, but it's almost 10:30. So
it is. No. Yeah, great show. Just real quick, I don't see any questions right now, but if you have a quick question, just to answer those. But I think we've been answering them as we went, so probably not a whole lot in there. Hello, Geo Fright Fest. Hi, KE. Hi, Doom Boogie. More One Piece, please. Nintendo Game Dude, hello.
See, that was a funny one because I don't know anything about One Piece. I'm not into it at all, but I happened to be out, walking right by when the characters came out to get to their meet and greet spots. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this is cool. But the way the crowd was reacting and the actors themselves, it was just like, wow, this is fun. Mm-hmm. I don't even know who any of these people are. Are these good guys? Are they bad guys? I don't know what's going on.
They were really good.
But they were having a blast.
Actors were wonderful. Yeah, they were awesome. Hey, Donnieland. Donnieland says, I'll spend the entire day and night at Back to the Future. I know that I got to go when Donnie and Jen went, and it was cool to see, right? Just like, okay, here we are. We're going to turn the corner. You're going to see it all. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. BB6 Dave says, has TPC picked a costume for Oogie Boogie Bash? I think I have. We'll see. I don't have much time. I don't know. We'll see if I can pull it off, but it's nothing major.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see. That's next week.
Yep.
Well, the Fast and Furious, isn't it summer? I think it's going to come out. It's going to open after FanFest.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard that there's the possibility of testing happening December, January.
Ooh.
So I don't know what the official timeline is, but I've heard that there's the potential for testing to start happening in December, January.
Okay, well, and would you ride that? Is that something you would do?
Oh, I'd ride it. There's very few things that I wouldn't ride, and most of them are because I've ridden them and I know better than to get on it again. But if I haven't been on it, I'll give it a shot.
That's so scary.
And no, I am not dressing up as a tomato.
Darn it. A tomato seed?
That would be too obvious. A tomato seed. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a big thing and then put a bunch of goop that's just nasty all over me.
That's how you feel about it. Look at me. I'm disgusting. You can just walk
I'll get
around
stuck in your tooth.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Lynn. Hi, BB6 Dave. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like, Bob Barry Place 28 has been in the chat, pretty much the whole time until just a little bit ago. I know he did post on his channel page that, about his dad being in the hospital. And so we just, everybody, keep the family and his dad in your thoughts. And, if you pray for the family and his dad, for quick healing and, just for everyone to have the strength. So he he's taking care of family. So like I said, he was here with us in the chat and in spirit. So just he wanted us to share with you all and, let you know he was here and thinking of you guys. And he's been sending us messages, so he's never, he wasn't far. So, but yeah. So thank you all very much. Yes, Papa Barry. I know.
Yeah.
And I think are we hinting anything?
Yeah, I guess we could kind of make the little announcement. We've got the diehards in here at this point. So
yeah.
Our next show will be an on-location special event Park Streamers Hangout. We will be in Yorba Linda at the home of architect Dave Shegog, who is the creator of the Backyard Disneyland. So I think I've streamed there a couple of times. We've had a nice little interview with him, but this time it's going to be Bob and Cordy's first time seeing it in person. And we're hoping that we'll be able to get another little bit of time with Dave to talk with him. And so Bob and Cordy can ask him some questions. But we will be there this Sunday afternoon. Not exactly sure what time we're going to go live. I know for me, I can be there for hours on end, just watching and staring at all the stuff that's in the backyard. But I know for our viewers, sometimes I know you guys are kind of like, now what? So we'll probably be live around 2:30 ish, and we'll see if we can get some time with Dave as well, to have him walk us through some of the things there in his backyard. But it is one of the most amazing things you'll ever get to see. Trust me, it's one of those things where I've always dreamed of having that in my backyard. So I'm hoping that someday, if they ever decide to sell the house, I'll have the money to be able to purchase it. So that's where we will be. And I think we might have a in park after that. We'll see. I think that's what we're planning right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be
carry it on. That'll be nice too. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that. Just, move on over and start a stream again, do it through our Park Streamers Hangout channel. And it's been a little while since we got to hang out. It's been some time, so that'll be cool. And then hopefully TPC will be able to see the
fireworks finally.
Fireworks show and just hang out with all of you. So just keep an eye out for the stream to be posted, or streams.
Yep.
As much as I'd love to take you in the car and travel from there to Disneyland, I don't think that's going to happen. But so will everyone park in Toy Story lot for the park stream?
Maybe this way we could have a nice we could have a nice bus ride back and see if maybe they'll treat us the way they treat Cordy, or if they're going to give Cordy the TPC treatment.
You might have to wear sunglasses and a hat, because if they see you, it's a no-go.
At this point, they have probably my blood already figured, so they just do a bio scan as I'm walking onto the bus, and they're like, "There he is." It's
posted. His picture's posted in the ticket booth, and they call ahead. Hey, the tomato guy's here.
It's that cranky tomato guy.
Corey's going to take us around her parking lot on her bike. On my bike. That would be a sight. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think that casual guy is here again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we are going to what are we doing?
We're going to go ahead and sign off. We're going to say good night.
That's it.
I'll be back in the parks on Wednesday for my usual stream. After that, it'll be Sunday with the Park Streamers Hangout. Cordy, are you going to be live in the parks this week?
It'll either see how it goes. I'm not sure what my schedule is this week, but I'd like to get to the park once this week. And then hopefully I'll do trying to do the cooking streams once a week. So I might get one of those.
There you go. So make sure you're subscribed and click the bell for notifications. Same thing with Park Streamers Hangout. Make sure you have the notifications, because like I said, we're not exactly sure what time we're going to be going live on Sunday, and then we'll have our additional stream after that. Be sure to share the streams out. Let everybody know that we're going to be on a special on location hangout at Backyard Disneyland, so you can let everybody know. Other than that, I think it's just have a great week ahead of you, and we'll see you guys at the parks.
All right. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, guys.